Shalom, shalom, all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shema Shai, Bashim Kahakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do rule well, and peace and salutations to you, Sister Akim, pushing the truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Back at you with another lesson, touching on the famine, all right, because there will be a famine orchestrated, all right, whether it be Esau, Edom, making a famine happen, uh, through him shutting down the farmers and different things of that nature. The earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. All right, so they want to maintain humanity at 500 million. They want to kill off a great majority of the people, and it's going to be done by way of famine. This is Second Ezra chapter 16, and verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish in famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Right. It's going to be a famine, man. Pretty much, let's go grab 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown place appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. That's right, these trucks are going to stop moving goods through. There ain't going to be no goods to move. There's going to be a famine orchestrated here from Yahweh Shema Shai. And our people, they think everything's all sweet, sitting around playing their video games, smoking their weed. But what you gonna do when the Lord send famine through here? That's when Jake gonna really start to pay attention. All right. This is Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 16. It says, "Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment, that they may want bread and water and be astonished one with another and consume away for their iniquity." So the Lord's going to destroy them with hunger. Okay? Our people are going to be destroyed with hunger. This is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 8. I'm sorry, Revelation 6 and 8. "And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was called Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth." Right? And, this is pretty much the plagues of Yahweh Shema Shai, that pale horse under the Esau Edom's rulership. And it says right here that they're going to be killed with the sword. That's all of the plagues, Jacob's trouble, so on and so forth. All right? So, 2nd Ezra chapter 5, and verse 1, it says, "Nevertheless, as come in the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith." Right? I mean, a lot of people are going to die. Okay? All right? It's Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 13. "Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed." And the servants of the Lord, we're going to eat in that time. All right, Lord's willing, we be those men. Job chapter 5 and verse 22. "At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth." Verse 20. "In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword." Right? So the Lord's going to redeem us, his men, at that time. All right? He said that he's going to make sure that we have what we need. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 2 and verse 27. "Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell. That's right. The Lord's going to make sure that we have what we need. All right. This 1 Kings 17 and verse 2. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Get thee thence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself in the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I will command the ravens to feed thee there. So Elijah, okay, the Lord commanded the ravens to feed him flesh and to drink water from the brook. All right, it's going to be the same situation. The Lord will make sure that his men eat. Verse 5. So he went and did according unto the word of the Lord, for he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. All right, and so the Lord is going to do the same thing to his men in these times, feed them in miraculous different ways. All right, this is Bel and the dragon, verse 1 and verse 33. Now there was a jury of prophet called Habakkuk, who had made pottage and had broken bread in a bowl, and was going into the field to bring it to the reapers. But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, Go carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den. And Habakkuk said, Lord, I know I never saw Babylon, neither do I know where the den is. Then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown and bare him by the hair of his head, and through the vehemency of his spirit set him into Babylon over the den. And Habakkuk cried, saying, O Daniel, Daniel, take thy dinner, which the Lord Yahweh hath sent thee. And Daniel said, Thou hast remembered me, O Yahweh, neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee. Okay? So Daniel, he was in the lion's den, he was in the den, and the Lord sent the angel to bring to have Habakkuk bring Daniel dinner, man. And it's the same situation for the Lord's men. He's gonna make sure that they eat. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 37, and 25. It says, I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. That's right. So we're not gonna be out here begging for bread, man. Okay. The Lord's gonna make sure that we have what we need. Matthew chapter 6 and 25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, neither gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? That's right. So the Lord's gonna make sure his men eat. Okay, the Lord's gonna make sure his men eat. All right, to say the least. All right, but there's a great famine gonna come. This is 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 25. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of a dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. So they didn't have nothing to eat. They was eating bird shit and a donkey's head. All right, and it's gonna be the same desperate things that go on here. People are gonna be out here, committing cannibalism. All right, and so on and so forth. This is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 5. It says, start at verse 4. Lamentations 4 and 4. The tongue of the suckling child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth for thirst. The young children ask bread, and no man breaketh it unto them. Right, so even the children are going to be suffering, man, and dying of starvation. They that did eat delicately, they that did feed delicately are desolate in the street. They that were brought up in scarlet embrace dunghills. All right, which is what? Shit. They're going to be out here digging in the trash, digging in dirty stuff, trying to eat, and then eventually what's going to happen is they're going to be committing cannibalism. All right, eating each other. Verse 9. They that be slain with a sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. I'm sorry, Lamentations 4 and 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away stricken through for the want of the fruits of the field. All right, that's one of the worst ways to die, is to starve to death, because you basically your body is going to eat itself from the inside out, and that terrible judgment is going to befall a lot of these people. Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which shall not abuse my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. Right? Jacob's out here not serving Yahweh Shema Shai, but yet the Lord is still feeding them. The Lord is still clothing them. The Lord is still making sure they sustain. When this hit, they're not going to be able to sustain. They're going to call on them other gods and false gods. They're going to be suffering terribly. It says, for they shall be, then shall they be in pitiful case, which shall not abuse my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. And they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, and when its yet place was repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. Right? So going back in the second Kings 6 and 25 on down to verse 26, it says, and as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, help, my lord, O king. And he said, if the Lord Yahweh do not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, out of the wine press? And the king said unto her, what aileth thee? So he's asking her, what's wrong, right? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she had hid her son. So they was eating their own children, okay? And that was a curse, all right, that befell upon our women. It's gonna fall upon them again too. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 57. It says, and toward her, I started at 56 just to give the context. It says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for one of all things secretly in the seeds of straightness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. So they could be eating their own children, man. That's a horrible judgment, man. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Right, famine. All right, lack of food. All right, the Lord gonna start starving Jake out, man. This is Ezekiel chapter 5 and verse 16. It says, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord Yahweh, have spoken it. So the Lord is about to send all types of plagues. The Lord's going to send all types of plagues here through America, man. Second Ezra chapter 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall be suddenly found empty, where you find all your food and stuff, to eat. It's not gonna be there no more. It's gonna be empty. And they're gonna get this for their pride. This gonna humble them severely. This gonna humble these people when the Lord start cutting off the food. All right, they're gonna be severely humbled by that. It's like, yeah. All right. Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 12. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting of hail, and with a fearful consolation. All of the different farmland is not going to produce nothing. Okay, the Lord is going to send famine through here. All right, and they're going to be killing each other because of the lack of bread. Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse uh, 17. A man shall no desire to go. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Right? Okay. In the city, they're gonna die of famine. Where is it at? Yep. Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 15. It said, "The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him." Right? When the Lord starts sending them diseases through them cities, them large populations of people, they're gonna die from not only pestilence, but also from famine. Okay, the Lord is about to humble this place severely. So let's go back to Second Ezra 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right? The lack of bread is going to really get them. Okay? This is our Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse uh, 57. It says, Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. They that be in the mountain shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood. For very hunger of bread and thirst of water, right? They're going to be dying of famine, committing cannibalism. All right, Second Ezra 16 and 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Right? All right, the bodies are going to be cast out as dung. Ain't going to be no care. Okay? These are the times that we're going into. And Esau going to do all of this so that when he brings the MOTB, all right, that people are going to run to take it. But it ain't gonna be like it is right now. You're gonna be eating food offered up to idols. You know, all of this fake food, man. Genetically modified organism, probably be eating bugs and eat the bugs, eating insects and shit, man. Okay, this devil is wicked. All right. So, hey, man, you gotta come back to Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, the Lord's gonna feed his men. The Lord's gonna make sure that we have what we need. All right, Job 5. And 20. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. So we're going to have, the Lord's men are going to be stable, all right? Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh by Shemashai is his treasure. That's right. Okay? Lord going to make sure that his men are protected. They have that exemption from judgment. All right, so that they can eat, so they can be fed. While the majority of the people of this earth, they're gonna starve to half to death. A lot of these people in America are gonna starve to death, man. So I just wanted to put up that lesson through the spirit. I prayed it was edifying. All praise going on to Yahweh Shemashai, Bashem Rakaha Kodash. Shalom.